friends in a podcast. We're so glad you're here. We're your hosts, Natasha and Lindsay.
Well, I don't know about you, Lindsay, but I've been super excited about the fact that it's finally warm.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think I read an article recently that actually said it was a record-breaking like June because we had 13 consecutive weekends of rain.
Yeah, between May, June, and early April. That's all we've
Yeah.
seen. And explain to me this, Mr. Rain Man. Why are we getting rain every weekend? Like, we can't just kind of push that to the weekdays for those of us who only get Saturday and Sunday off.
Right. Like it would be 75 Monday through Thursday. Come
Hmm.
Friday, it's cloudy, and then Saturday you've got rain for the whole
Yeah.
weekend.
And yesterday was no exception to that. It was torrential downpour here.
Yeah, it was bad. I actually had to drive and I was hydroplaning quite a bit and I had to keep like backing off the gas because my car just kept sliding and I've never really experienced that before. This is a newer car that I have, so I think I'm still learning how it handles. But
No, that's fair. I had the same experience on the highway yesterday. I ended up taking back roads to a friend's camp because I was like, this is insane to me. Like,
yeah,
why is this so bad?
I was going to run errands and stuff and once I got my boys and I picked them up and I hit the grocery store for what we needed and we headed home because I was like, this isn't worth it.
No. And it was those big, like chunky drops at some points, and that was miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought today might be fun. We could talk about our favorite things about summer because before yesterday, or we actually had some really nice weather finally, and that makes my heart really happy because this is my favorite time of year. And so my boys and I try to make a bucket list every summer of things we want to do and see how many of them we get to. So I thought it might be fun if we try to do that and not make a bucket list, but like talk about our favorite summer things.
Yeah, I love that. I love that we do some heavy hitter episodes and then we kind of roll into something light. It kind of just breaks it up for us. And I'm sure for our listeners too.
Absolutely. So, what is your ideal summer day from start to finish?
I feel like I have a boring summer day, but I love to start my mornings off on my porch. It overlooks the pond and it's just so peaceful where I'm at. So I like to grab my iced coffee, turn on some worship music or a podcast, and just sit and pray before I start my day. And then I usually grab a book after and read while we're still in that cool of the morning. And then I just pack it up and I go to the beach or the lake. I prefer the lake, but we'll get into that. And so you can find me at the lake, usually with a book in hand. A couple weekends ago, I fell asleep at the lake. It was absolutely glorious. Um, and so those are my like ideal days. And then coming home and throwing something on the grill with a friend or whoever and just cooking up, I don't know, barbecue chicken, but whatever, on the grill, and playing like a card game or something out on the deck because it's just so beautiful.
I feel relaxed listening to you talk about that. That
Yeah,
sounds
come
like
over.
the best day. I love all of that. I don't know that I have like a specific structure. I feel like I'm much more fluid, but I do enjoy getting up in the morning and starting my day off with some iced coffee or hot coffee, depending on how hot it is already. Um, Grabbing my Bible and like sitting on my couch for a little bit. And then, depending on how early my kids wake up, it kind of depends on how early we get our day going. But then packing them up and just heading to the ocean and letting them play in the water and build sandcastles and all of that stuff and just be outside. Like usually I bring a book. Whether or not I actually get to read it on the lake is or the by the water is hit or miss, but it's still the idea is there. Um, and then when we come home, something really simple for dinner and just kind of like crash because there's nothing like sleeping after you've been out in the sun all day because you just sleep so much better.
It's so true. There's something about a sun-filled day of sleep after. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's the
Yeah,
best.
I
I
agree.
love that so
We,
much.
we've both kind of like touched on it. Are you a beach, pool, lake, or a staycation type of person? And what is your favorite way to cool off?
I personally love the ocean. I know that we live in New England, so our ocean isn't really swimmable ever because it's just so cold. It feels like needles are in your feet. However, I love the smell of the ocean. I love the sound of the waves. I love being able to play in the sand. My boys love the waves, so put my oldest especially, he will literally just stand in the waves forever and just hop them or try his boogie board. And um and my youngest likes he just kind of goes with the flow. So the ocean's my favorite. I think the for my family, the boys like the lake better because they can actually be in the water and it's not like freezing.
Hmm.
So we
Yeah.
kind of do a little bit of both.
So you hear us laughing. I tried to teach Dash how to boogie board and accidentally knocked him over into a wave. And recently I've asked him if he would be okay with me going to the beach again with them. And the answer was yes. So there we
So
are.
we
Anyway,
win.
win-win. Um, but yeah, so there we are. I prefer the lake, 100% for all the reasons you mentioned about the beach in New England. I grew up in Florida and we have warm beaches. It's like bathwater. It's amazing. And I love everything about the beach in Florida. Uh, I love those same things in Maine too. I just prefer to be in the water and not numb. So I go for the lake
Fair.
every single time.
That's fair.
Recently we've discovered this game when I go, we play how many snails can you find, how many clams can you find in the freshwater lake, and it's a great time until you snag your foot on one of the clams and that hurts real bad. So don't
Oh,
recommend. But
no.
that's my favorite way to cool off. I think jumping in the lake.
I'm
Yeah.
just reeling from the fact that you sliced your foot on a clamshell,
It
and
didn't,
that
yeah, it didn't
sounds
feel great.
awful.
It didn't feel great, but it's fine. It's fine.
Good. Glad you recovered.
Yeah, yeah, we're good.
Do you have a favorite summer treat or a favorite summer snack?
I do. Watermelon, 100%. It just tastes like summertime and strawberries. I've been on a huge
Mm,
strawberry kick this summer.
me
It's like
too.
nothing more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I grew up picking strawberries. I don't know if you did that growing up. Um, my mom would bring us to the strawberry fields and we would pick quarts and quarts of strawberries and just eat them and have them with like half and half. And sometimes we'd have them for breakfast. And I forgot how much I love them, but this year it's like a brand new exciting treat.
Yeah, I am in the same boat. Like we had strawberries all the time as kids growing up and they were like our summer go-to. And then I don't know, I just never bought them for myself and lately it's all that I want. Like just give me all the strawberries.
All the strawberries. Did you see? Okay, so I have to tell you about this reel that I watched the other day. This woman took big chunks of watermelon, and did you see this? And put
No,
them in the freezer, and then after they were frozen, grated them over like a cheese grater and made homemade watermelon slush or like frozen ice.
that sounds amazing.
I was like, what a genius and simple idea.
Yeah, I'm going to the grocery store after this. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
We're
Well, that
next
sounds
time
really
we do
good.
that, it's gonna go in the freezer for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I've also really enjoyed popsicles lately. So we buy the Outshine popsicle bars because they're
Mhm.
like all naturally sweetened
Delicious.
and
Yeah,
delicious. And I just had a watermelon one today, and oh my goodness, it was delicious.
amazing.
So
Yeah,
good.
I love
And
those.
we also have a lemon one. And okay, so hear me out. I don't love lemon flavored things often because sometimes it can be too tart or not great, right?
Just say it, too lemony.
Too lemony. And um this popsicle tastes like frozen lemonade.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's perfectly sweet, but not too sour and not too sweet. And it wasn't like overly, I don't know. I was just blown away. It tasted like frozen lemonade, and I highly recommend Outshine bars.
Yeah,
Do it. You won't be disappointed.
I'll have to try that. What is one food that only tastes good in the summer?
I think you said it already, but I think watermelon is one of those things. I
I
don't
agree.
go for watermelon in the fall. Or
Yeah,
in the
no,
winter, like the dead of winter, I'm not like, man, I could really go for some watermelon.
I'm the same way, but I'm like that with a lot of fruit. Like I can do berries and that's fine. I melon is another one, like any melon for me. So watermelon, cantaloupe, the green melon, I don't even know what it's
Honeydew?
called. Honeydew. Yeah, I can't do those type of fruits in the winter and fall, but I'm such a seasonal eater. I don't know if you are, but
Yes.
like today somebody told me they had carrot soup for lunch. And I was like, no
I'm sorry?
thanks. Yeah. And so I just was like, I'm a seasonal eater. We had this whole conversation about how I can't do soups in the summertime. It's too hot. Unless it's a cold soup and it's supposed to be cold, sure. But
I've never had cold soup before.
I've had it once. I can't even remember what my nana made it. And that's all I remember was it was a cold soup.
Interesting.
It was
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very much a seasonal eater, like, my menu changes with the weather, so, like,
Yeah.
in the fall and the winter, it's very, like, hearty, like, beef stew or mac and cheese or, like, a homemade mac and cheese, um, or, like, casserole style things that are kind of hearty, and
Yeah.
in the summer, it's like, "Here's a plate of vegetables and a side of meat," like or
Yeah.
here's like oh, I do love pasta salad. I've been on a pasta salad kick lately, and that's one of my favorite things because then you can add like a rotisserie chicken to it and make it a whole meal, and then you're
Mhm.
good to go.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, but it's
Yeah.
cold, so it's better,
Yeah.
like, it's not like
Yes.
it's a hot salad. A hot salad,
Oh,
I was eating that.
I just pictured limp lettuce.
Yeah, it just made me so ick. Gross, that's really gross, hot salad. That reminds me, I have a friend who absolutely when we would go out to eat and she would order a burger, she would be like, "No lettuce," and then she would look at us and be like, "Nobody wants hot lettuce." Like, 'cause who does really want hot lettuce?
Well, I will
So
say,
it's true.
okay, so there is one caveat though. I've been on a burger bowl kick where you heat up like a ground meat, put it on top of all of the things you normally put on top of your burger, but in a bowl. So it is kind of like
Mhm.
a warm salad, but it's not because there's so much of the other stuff in it that it cool. I don't know. It's a little different, but it's not limp lettuce. I promise.
I agree with you though, because by the time you cool it off and like you put all the ingredients in and like the whatever condiment you're using, it like cools down to like a normal
Well,
temperature to be
temperature.
in a
Yeah.
salad. And that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I
Yeah.
because I like that too. Yeah. I'm huge on burger bowls.
Love it. Do you have any books that you're reading this summer?
I am reading so many things right now. I feel like
Me
if I
too. Can
actually
we just talk about that for a second? Like, how is it you can go months and read through one book at a time and it's great. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're in the middle of four different books and you can't finish any of them. Like, what is that?
yeah. Who am I? I went to the lake a couple days ago and I literally was like, I don't know what book to pick because I'm reading like a murder mystery book right now by Ashley Flowers. I love her. I listen to her podcast, Crime Junkies, all the time. So I thought, oh, I'll try a book by her. I'm loving it. Then I have another book by a Maine author, Paul Dorian, called The Poacher's Son. So I'm like right in the middle of that, another kind of mystery type book. But then I've been audiobooking it. And so I just finished Britney Spears' book. And then I just finished Matthew Perry. I wanted to call him Chandler Bing. I just finished that one today, listening
Oh,
to
you
it.
finished
And
it
so,
already? I'm still at the beginning.
yes,
Oh,
uh, I imagine that reading the book and like reading his words are just so heavy because he writes
hmm,
with a lot of emotion through the whole book. The
he really does.
audiobook, I cried on so many levels because you're hearing it's him reading the audiobook. So if you have a chance, I would definitely
I don't
look
know if I
into
could
that.
handle that. Okay.
I but he is so vulnerable in certain moments and you just hear the pain, the passion, the truth, the vulnerability, all the things, and I just have so much respect for him. I won't ruin it for you, but except to say that I bawled like a baby at the end of it because there was so much emotion into it. And again, I don't want to ruin it, but once you get there, we'll talk about it. But it was a very emotional ending to the book.
Oh,
When you know his full story.
yeah.
So it just, yeah. So it just made me like really, and then it, makes you question, what am I doing in my life today to be a better person tomorrow? But that's a
Mm.
whole nother episode. But great book. If you like Matthew Perry in any of his films or in Friends, it's a great book to, if you were a fan. to read along
Yeah.
to.
I
Yeah.
was
Um,
devastated when we found out that he passed away, and
yeah.
it was, like, on a day that we'd, like, gotten a bunch of other news, and then I came home and found out that he passed away, and I was like, "No!" It was it was a rough one.
Yeah, that was a heavy, and I know that I didn't know him personally, he's an actor, but it just he was somebody that I felt like in my adolescent years I grew up with and
Yeah.
wanted to be in some ways. Like I loved his funny sarcasm and in some of my harder days, he was the thing at night that brought me a smile before I went to bed, right? Like just being able to watch him and friends. So that was yeah. So reading his book was just it was very sentimental through the whole thing. But that's my problem is that I'm reading these other books and then I obviously dabble and read and try to like squeeze in once a month a self-help book. And then I love my audiobooks. So I'm just like, I need to prioritize here.
I did the
What about
same
you?
thing. I'm in the middle of, um, 4? 1, 2, 3, maybe it's only 3. I did just finish an audiobook the other day, but I don't does it count if it was only 100 pages?
Totally counts.
Okay, so I listened to that because it was on Amazon Prime, and I was at work this week and, was able to just kind of plug away at some stuff while I was listening to it, and it was a really cute story, and I think that that might have helped my little book slump. Um, but I've been reading, the Inheritance Game series. I was really into at the beginning of the year, and I got through the first 2 books, and I've been on the 3rd book for a really long time. So I picked that one back up again, and I'm trying to, like, finish that one. I think they're great. I just again, I hit a slump. So, those have been fun. And then, I picked up another book because I was traveling a couple months ago, and when I travel, I don't like to bring a lot of books with me because 'cause they're heavy. So I just grabbed one, and I got, like, 150 pages in, and I'm not sure if I'm sold on it yet, but we'll see. So we'll see what happens with that one. And then I'm also reading Matthew Perry's biography, but I haven't or autobiography, right?
Oh, no, yeah.
Autobiography. And I haven't picked that up in a while either. So we'll see what happens this summer. I'm hopeful that I can plug away at these.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I think my next audiobook is Viola Davis. Her yeah, her
Yeah.
autobiography. So I'm
Yep.
excited for that one. Um, what about sunscreen at the lake or at the beach? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you forget it?
I forget it. I'm the worst. And my poor children, like I feel so bad because they're pretty fair skinned. I don't mean to. I just like apply it once and then we're done. And like I don't remember that you have to reapply. And so
Yeah.
that causes an issue like later on. And I remember a couple summers ago, um, we had the best day at the beach and I forgot sunscreen. And my poor boys were so burned, like, all over, and I felt so bad because
Oh,
it was completely preventable had I just remembered to put it on them. We do the sun guard shirts now so that it cuts down how much sunscreen we need to use. Um, but my boys also have really sensitive skin, so it's really hit or miss from year to year to figure out what sunscreen works. Which one are we going to have a reaction to? Um, so we always try to play that game. But what about you?
musical sunscreens. I have a love-hate relationship for it. I understand the importance of it because I had a family member who got skin cancer because of their, lack of using it. Um,
Oh,
but I also often forget it and I don't burn very often unless I'm like completely reckless. And as long as I'm dipping in the water and getting out and using the sun to dry me off. But if I just go like long hours without dipping in the water, I'll get a small sunburn, but it will heal in a day. So I don't think about sunscreen because I just get really tan.
must be nice.
I know.
Must be
I
nice.
have
All of us
very
fair skinned
collagen
people
skin.
are jealous.
Yeah. So, but I need to use it more because as you can see on my face, I break out bad when I'm in the sun a lot. So here we are. But yeah, it's
Look
fine.
great.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite activity that you look forward to every year? Like, is there something that you have to like? It's not summer until.
Yeah. It's when we go to the beach together. It's like the one thing that I like have to check off. Okay, I did a beach day with Natasha and the boys. Like it's just one of my favorite things because it's so much fun and their love for the beach makes it even more exciting to like go and hang out. So, and it's just a great time for us to disconnect and hang out together because we don't get a lot of those times. So it's really
Yeah,
nice when we can.
I agree. That's one of my favorites too. I was reminded this year because we did this the other night. I love having a fire pit and just sitting
Mm,
by the fire. Like we
yeah.
haven't been able to do it in the last few years, and we got a fire pit this year and had some people over, and we were just hanging out by the fire, and I was just reminded that it really just it feels like summer's going now because we had a fire and we hung out and relaxed by the fire and it was great. Like, and it was one of those nights where it had been really hot all day, but it cooled off really fast. So when we were sitting by the fire, we weren't like dying and it was just
Hmm.
relaxing and fun. And so that's one major thing for sure, that it's not summer until we've had a fire. And you know, the beach, but I can't really say that that's like something that doesn't happen because we do it so often that I'm really
Hmm.
thankful for, because it really just makes the summer so great. And if we don't make it to the water, then there's something wrong.
Yeah. No, that's definitely fair. Uh, so we talked about activities, but do you obviously, I think that I know the answer to this. Do you prefer a lazy summer or a packed itinerary summer?
I think I would go with lazy. Like, I like the idea
Yeah.
of sleeping in. And then if we feel like going to the beach, we're going to go to the beach. If we feel like maybe we want to stay in and hang out and play games all day, then let's do that. I don't know why. I've noticed more recently as an adult, and a mom of children, I very much appreciate going with the flow. Um, I've even been trying to like rack my brain. So I want to create some sort of schedule for my children this summer so that there's like a
Mhm.
little bit of a rhythm to our day. Because my boys do better with that. But I'm really struggling to even come up with that. Because I'm like, 10 o'clock in the morning, like what if we don't want to be doing, you know,
Yeah.
crafting time? I hate crafts, so it's not gonna be that. But um and I just really like the idea of not having to have a schedule. So
Mhm.
I really struggle with having a set like itinerary of 9 a.m. is this, followed by this at 10, followed by lunch at 11, followed by, so I don't do well with that. But what about you?
I'm in the middle. Like, I love a good lazy summer day, but I also like to have structure in my day. So, like, I love on the weekends if it's a nice I am all about lately. I haven't been until the past like month checking the weather app and seeing what the weekend holds. And so then I'll plan like, oh, I get to sleep in tomorrow and I'll do some cleaning. But by like 3 o'clock on Sunday, I want to be at the lake and I want to have a good book in hand and I'm going to pack my dinner, which is usually like a sub and a tub
Oh,
or a barbecue
I
chicken
love that
salad.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
can
then I
eat that
just
every
like
day.
go and I pop myself at the lake. Yeah. And that's been like one of my favorite things. So it's not like super, super structured because it can ebb and flow if I don't get there right away or whatnot. But like in the back of my mind, like if I'm really productive, the faster that I get the house clean and meal prep for the week, I get to go enjoy the lake for a few hours. So that's
Yeah.
kind of been like my new favorite thing to do.
See, I wish that I was better at that, right? Like, I want to have some structure, especially like I said, my boys do better with that, but I really struggle with creating the structure and sticking to it.
Mhm.
And I'm much more lackadaisical, I guess, in like my
Maybe
approach.
you
So
build like the framework that you can ebb and flow within. So a little
I
structure.
think I should go back and listen to our balance episode. Maybe that'll help.
Just reapply it to a different scenario in life.
Agreed. All right. We'll check back in later, see how that's going. Do you have
I
a
love it.
favorite summer smell?
I do. I love sunscreen. The smell of it, I don't use it, but the smell of it when I smell somebody else putting it on, I'm just like, that smells so good. And campfires, like
Mm,
when the camp is like burning out and you have like that final like smoky smell. I love that. I could sit in that all day long. It's just my favorite thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm,
I love the smell of fresh cut grass.
mhm.
Like when all the lawns are getting mowed and you like drive around and everybody and it smells like fresh cut grass. I think that's a surefire sign that summer's on its way.
Yeah.
And I love the smell of the ocean. Like take it or leave it, I guess. But when you get closer to the ocean and like the air starts to shift and you can smell the salty breeze, I just my body relaxes and I just get so excited.
Yeah. No, and that is such a unique like smell and it is. It puts you in a whole different mood. Like, yeah,
I
it's
feel for
nice.
all of the people who are in landlocked states who don't necessarily know what that means or haven't experienced the ocean breeze, um, because there's nothing quite like looking out and seeing the water hit the sky
Yeah.
and how vast and wide it is.
Mhm.
And ugh, I could talk about it all day. But anyway, that's just my slight obsession. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I love that. No, that's a good one. So, as we wrap it up, what would you say your top 5 things are that you would not be missing out on this summer?
Oh goodness. Top five. Um, I'm not sure I've made a list yet. Um, I know that obviously we said it a lot, but going to the ocean is a must have. Um, and we have some friends coming in from out of town, so we're going to be showing them around. So we'll hit up the one of my favorite lighthouses in the area. Um, it's called Portland Headlight, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's on the ocean, and there's like rolling grassy fields behind you, and the ocean in front of you, and it's just so much fun. So that's definitely on the list for sure. Um, I'm hoping that we get to do some sort of camping. So I'm not really a camper in a tent, but if you have a cabin by water, then I can do that. And I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to do that this summer. And I love that my boys love that, so it makes it a good time for them. Yeah, we haven't really like nailed down a lot of our like we have to do this summer list because we have so many different
Yeah.
ideas floating around that I'm just hoping we can get as many in as we can because it feels like it goes by so fast. But do
Yeah,
you have any?
I do. I'm very passionate about that. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Good, I want to hear all of
Obviously,
it.
lake days. I wanna spend as many days at the lake as I can, and I'm
Mhm.
not gonna miss out on that opportunity, to do that, whether it's when I get out of work, taking the 45-minute drive to the lake, and just camping out for a couple hours before I have to be home. Um, Kayaking is absolutely my favorite thing to do. It's just so relaxing
That's
to
fun.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait to be on the water in a kayak, no responsibilities for the day, getting lost in the paddle. That is my favorite place to be. Um, I would say more days grilling outside and just enjoying card games. I have a little miniature table fire. It's not as cool as your fire pit, but it does the job. And so I can't wait for more days on my deck to be able to just like have that and reading a book. And then summer kind of kicks off like towards the end of summer festival season. And I love those types of things. So like in mid July, we'll go to the Renaissance Fair, which is my all time favorite thing to do. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we won't be missing it this year. We go every year, Saturday and Sunday. It's a full experience for us. So
that's
that
so
will be
fun.
fun. Yeah, it's great.
Mm,
One year I'm gonna be brave enough to dress up. I don't know if that will be this year, but I just love all the costumes and it's so out of my character, but I just think it would be so fun to dress up. And then I've worked every weekend for the past year, so I want to travel a little bit more this year. I would love to. I don't know if it will happen, but I would love to take a trip to Vermont and spend some time there on a summer weekend
yeah,
exploring. Yeah, so we'll see,
that
but that's on my list.
I'm glad you brought up fairs. That reminded me that last year we went to the Highland Games
Yes.
and got to see like some of the competitors like throwing the logs, and I got to pet a Highland cow, And when I tell you that I was so excited, I can't even explain it. And my son still talks about it. He's like, Mom, your dream came true. You got to pet a Highland cow. So what's your new dream? I was like, I don't know yet, bud. But we like
That's
some
cute.
of that stuff too. Um, so maybe we'll hit that up again. I don't know for sure, but I guess
Yeah.
it just depends on when it is and all that stuff. But it's
Yeah.
so fun.
That one's on my bucket list. Like I want to be able to see.
It's fun. You
Yeah.
should definitely hit it up for sure.
Awesome. We just thought it would be so fun to do our favorite things as more of a get to know you and get to know us. So leave us a comment. Let us know what your favorite things are. We look forward to hearing all the things that you want to do this summer. That's a wrap on this episode of Two Maine Friends in a Podcast. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram. You can also send us an email at twomainfriends@gmail.com. And as always, leave us a review wherever you're listening.